The Premier League is back. Thank goodness, because football, even though England were winning pretty convincingly, has still been quite boring. I'm just not interested in international breaks unless it's a tournament. World Cup, Euros, Nations League just does not count. Yeah, it's something that they've just added in, and could not care less for it. But it's good, I guess, to see some younger players getting call-ups and chances in the England shirt. Looking at the Premier League table, Liverpool, 11 played, 9 won, 1 draw, 1 loss. 28 points and a 5-point gap to City in second, who have lost their last 2 league games. Pretty shocking, that is, but they haven't been great this season. When Haaland's not scoring, they're not really doing too much. I think there was the Fulham game where they won 3-2, was it, and he didn't score, but other than that, City have struggled when he hasn't been scoring. So yeah, their first 2 defeats this season come consecutively, and Liverpool have got an opportunity here. If we scroll down to look at the fixtures coming up, we'll start with Leicester against Chelsea. Now, Leicester, it's going to be a tough season for them. They are currently sitting 15th on 10 points out of 11 games. Now, there's quite a few teams that have got less than a point per game, so it's maybe going to be those 6 that are fighting for survival. There's a pretty good chance it will be. But Leicester, they're probably one of the 4 that you'd fancy to be going down. I think Palace and Wolves will be okay. So it's kind of then Leicester, Everton, Ipswich, Southampton. I never fancy Everton though. So yeah, that's Leicester. Chelsea, 3rd in the league, drew their last one against Arsenal. 19 points. So they've only won 5 of their 11, so they've won less than half their games, yet they're 3rd, which really shows you that other than Liverpool, City are also doing okay on that, but it's quite wide open. I mean, if you look at all the teams there that have won 5 games, Chelsea, Arsenal, Forest, Brighton, Fulham, Newcastle, Villa, Tottenham and Brentford all won 5 of their 11 games. That's 3rd down to 11th. So it's very, very tight in that race for the top 4, and I know it's early, but it's been a pretty entertaining start. Chelsea, I'm going to go to win 3-1 in this. I think they look solid this season, so yeah, 3-1 to Chelsea. Arsenal, Forest. Arsenal 4th, Forest 5th. The only reason Arsenal are above Forest is goal difference. They've got 1 extra on their goal difference and they've scored 3 more than them. So, yeah, it's interesting. Forest are doing so well. They did lose their last one. Arsenal haven't won in 4 league games. 2 draws, 2 losses. They aren't looking great. And that's why I'm going to go a bit risky here, but we're going to go for Arsenal 1-1 with Forest. Forest are 8-1 to win. Yeah, I don't think I'd back them to win. I think that's a bit outrageous, but I think they could get a point out of it. Although Arsenal, again, at the Emirates, tend to have a pretty good record, so maybe Arsenal will just win it comfortably. Who knows? Villa Palace next. Now, Villa are having another decent season. 5 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses out of their 11. 2 losses in a row, but 18 points from 11 games is not bad. And they're already 1 point off 3rd. However, those 2 losses in a row may be a little bit of a concern. Palace, as you saw, struggling. Relegation zone currently. I think they'll get out of it, but yeah, they're not doing too well, Palace. Villa did lose to Spurs and Liverpool, so maybe you can forgive them for that. They did lose to Palace in the Cup as well, not so long back. That was on the 30th of October, so less than a month ago. Can Palace go and do it again? I'm not sure. Palace's 1 win was a 1-0 over Tottenham, which is a bit of a shocker, but Yeah, their problem doesn't seem to really be conceding goals. It's just not really scoring many. 1-0, 1-0. There was a 0-0 down here. They lost 2-0 last time out with a red card. So, yeah, Palace need to start scoring, and they need to start scoring quickly. For this, I'm going to go Villa to win. We'll go for a 2-1. And we'll move on to Bournemouth-Brighton. Anytime I see Brighton or Bournemouth playing, or Brentford, any of the three Bs, I always think it could be a decent game. And when they're playing each other, it gets me quite excited. This one, I'm going to go for a 2-2. If we look at Bournemouth, 15 scored, 15 conceded in their 11. Brighton, 19 scored, 15 conceded in their 11. Not many score more than Brighton so far, with only Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Spurs and Brentford. And Brentford are the other B that score. Their games are crazy. 22 goals scored, 22 conceded in 11 games. Ridiculous. But yeah, Brighton, Bournemouth, I'll go 2-2 for that one. Moving on, Everton, Brentford, here they are. Are they going to keep up that 2 scored, 2 conceded? No, because I don't think Everton will score more than 1 goal. They've only scored 10 in their 11. They are the 3rd lowest scorers in the division. Yeah, only Southampton and Palace have scored less. So Everton don't score many. They also... they're probably average for goals conceded. Conceded the same amount as Villa, 17. So, yeah, not too bad defensively. It's scoring goals that's Everton's problem. No win in 3, currently on 10 points. I'm tempted to go for a Brentford win. The only thing that's stopping me is if we look at the away table, Brentford, all 5 losses have been away. They've played 6 at home and they've won 5, drew 1. But away, they've lost all 5. So, yeah. I'm going to go, maybe it's a bit risky. Everton's home form, not great either. 1 win from 5. We'll go for a 1-1 draw in that. And we'll move on to the next game, which is Fulham-Wolves. Fulham favourites. Wolves at 4-1 seems a little bit harsh considering they did well in their last game. Yes, it was against Southampton, who look like they're pretty certain to go down. But it was 2-0. Cunha, again, being that man. The 2 games before that, a 2-2 draw with Brighton and a 2-2 draw with Palace. So Wolves have goals in their side. Look, losing 5-3 to Brentford. They just can't defend. They got rid of Kilman, didn't really replace him. That's where they're lacking. But Cunha and Strand Larsen as attackers, 16 goals in 11 games. Not awful, but they've conceded 27 goals in 11. It's just mental. You're never going to stay in a division if you do that. I think they'll invest in a defender in January though, because they'll know that they have to. So I think Wolves will stay up. They've got the firepower. They just need to sort that defence out because it's atrocious. For this one, Wolves, Fulham. I am going to back Fulham. I think they've had a very good start to the season. Sorry for all the scrolling, but they're one of those sides that have won 5 of their 11. 18 points, so they're 1 point off 3rd. Very good start. Very good under Marco Silva. We'll go 2-1 Fulham. On to City Tottenham, the 5:30 kickoff. Not big on either of these at the moment. I mean, Spurs are 10th, 5-1, 1 drawn, 5 conceded, but with 10 goal difference. Mental to do that with 10 goal difference. So, yeah, they're scoring plenty. They've got the 2nd best goal difference in the league, but the wins aren't coming. So, yeah, they either win big or lose small. That seems to be Spurs' problem. Which again, kind of, I haven't looked into the stats, but I'm guessing it goes down to the first goal. If they score the first goal, they probably go on and score a few and win it comfortably. But if they concede, they don't seem to be able to break teams down and get into it. Probably say that's a fair analysis. So, Tottenham against City. Now, Tottenham do well against City. You know, if we go to matches that they've played against each other, yes, if In the Cup earlier in the season, Spurs won 2-1. Spurs are away for this one. They did lose last season in the league and the Cup, and then drew in the league as well. They drew the away fixture 3-3. But before that, it was really it was at home, wasn't it, that they were a bit of a bogey team for City. Although they won 3-2 away there, there was a 3-3 away. They did lose 4-2. Yeah, it's at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 2-0 to Spurs, 2-0 to Spurs. Oh, they might have been at Wembley at that point, but 1-0 Spurs, and City couldn't score. 1-0 Spurs. So, yeah, maybe this one, I don't know. I'm going to go 1-1. Really torn on that one. I think it could go either. Spurs have the scoring power to just, if they get the first goal against City early, City could be on the ropes and Spurs could go for another and maybe get a decent lead. But yeah, my favourite of the weekend, Southampton v Liverpool. Southampton 9-1 for the win. I mean, it's bottom v top and bottom at home, and Southampton are 9-1 to win. Yet Forest are away at Arsenal, 4th against 5th, and Forest were 8-1 to win, I think. So, not sure what the odds makers are doing there, but yeah, Liverpool should win this comfortably. 3-0, why not? Ipswich v United on at 4:30. I wonder why. Definitely nothing to do with Kieran McKenna. Ruben Amorim takes over for this game, so interesting to see how he lines up. I mean, Van Nistelrooy was doing a pretty decent job there. They were scoring goals at least, so... Oh, that's recent games, apologies. So, yeah, Man United, they beat Leicester 3-0. They won in the Europa League 2-0. They drew 1-1 with Chelsea. They beat Leicester 5-2 in the Cup as well. So, yeah, 2 wins over Leicester. But in all seriousness, Ipswich will have a tough season. If we go to Ipswich, 1 win out of their 11, and yes, they've only lost 5 of their 11, which is not bad, but 5 draws, they're just not picking up enough points, are they? So, yeah, 8 points. Man United, I think, will be on the up. So I'm going to go for Man United to win 3-1. And we'll go to the last game just quickly. Newcastle West Ham, Monday Night Football. Newcastle, they don't score many, they don't concede many. They're quite a boring team to watch in goal-mouth action, I suppose. But West Ham have had a very poor start. I predicted them quite high, and they've got 12 points of that out of their 11. Lopetegui is under a bit of pressure. I'm going to go for that 1-0 to Newcastle. I think it's probably quite a safe bet. So yeah, 1-0 Newcastle. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know your predictions down below, and I'll catch you next time.